Outside the box. Today I have the manager of the hour, Declan, as well as Papa Lenny, and as well as O.G.S with Fresh Kid, Rich Kid, and Father Snake. Rich and Fresh Kid.
Rich Kid,
So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about this clash that is going on October 22nd. Before I give you any more details, let me pass it over to the promoter and the man of the hour, Declan.
Thank you very much, and I welcome your viewers, and I want to give a little preview and some history around why. So the moniker or the label is Veterans in Action. So people like Veterans in Action. Well, as you're going to find out, this gentleman to my right has been doing this for quite some time. And I don't think we need to let your viewers know that this gentleman over here has been doing this for quite some time. So both of them in their own right are veterans in this business. However, this is the first time that Lenny is actually coming into an event that's an organized clash. So he's a novice at best for this arena. However, that's a bit of an understatement with the amount of experience that he has. So the question that you didn't ask, but we've spoken about several times, is why this event and why this format? Because a lot of people are talking about the format, and I'll tell you why. I've been to many sound clashes over a number of years, from World Clash to local backyard barbecue clashes and what have you, right? And when we have organized clashes, for the most part, I'm bored. And I'm bored because they're too long. They last hours. If you've ever been to a World Clash, regardless of where it is, by the time you arrive, even if you get there late, you're there for 17 hours. That's an exaggeration, but it takes forever. You got 6, 7 sounds, you got to eliminate, then you have this. So with this clash, I want to let people to know that don't come late, because the clash is starting at 11, and we hope it to finish at 1. And when I say 11, we're going to try to start it at 11. Why? Well, as I was telling Fresh, Rich, Mr. Ramatar, yeah, I know. Well, over the pandemic, I became very good friends, like many people, with my pillow. And it's been more difficult for me to get the itch to say I want to go out. This is an event that I would encourage people to come out to, because it's going to be very unique, and it's going to be compacted so that there's an entertainment value within a certain amount of time. My attention span isn't very good. But we're packing this into 2 hours. And here's the other part that's important. There is no promo round, introduction round. Hey, I'm O.G.S. Hi, I'm Papa Lenny. No. From get-go, when you jump in and they start playing music, it counts. And here's the difference, which I've been told is the European model, or this model, that model, right? We have these intro rounds, and nobody gets, well, you can't get eliminated if it's a 1-for-1. But fine, here, this is who I am. Then you have the first round, people vote, right? So the MC comes out, yay, hands, make noise, whatever, and you have a winner of that round. Then you go to the second round. Now, traditional or people that follow Sound Clash will say, well, if the score is 3-0, it's a lock-off. The clash is over. Not in this clash. There is no lock-off. You're going to get a 1-for-1. Why? Well, every round is going to be counted as a point. So all they want people to remember is the number 9. Because if you remember the number 9, that's what you have to get to. So think of 9 goals or 9 points. That's where you have to get to. So the first round happens. O.G.S wins. They're up 1-0. Second round, Lenny plays real well. Crowd says he won it. It's 1-for-1 now. Now you go to the third round. O.G.S wins. They're up 2-1. So when you go into the 1-for-1, the score is 2-1. He only has to play 7 more turns to get to 9. He, unfortunately, if he's down 2-1, has to play 8 turns. So it's whoever gets to 9 first. If Lenny, by some miracle, is up 3-0, going into the 1-for-1. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm predicting this, that the score is going to be 2-1. I can't tell you who it's going to be for. He's going to win a round and he's going to win a round. Or he's going to win 2 and he's going to win 2. It's going to be 2-1 going into the final round. That's my prediction. With no bias, no nothing. 2-1. Going into the 1-for-1, right? So you could take the odds. You were talking about that before. Now we're going to the final round.
Yes.
His down 1 already. Because remember, they're winning 2-1. His got to bust his tail just to get even, because he's got to win that round, meaning the next 1-for-1.
To tie it up.
To tie it up, and then we go from there. So if he happens to tie it, everybody's even, 2-2. They're still trying to get to 9. And then the thing that I didn't mention was the format as to what, I've done it by errors, which both these gentlemen love. At least that's what they've told me. The first round's going to be 70s and 80s songs, 20 minutes each. The second round is going to be 90s, and the third round is open. So you can play the Meditations, God rest our souls, or you could play Skeng. It's entirely up to you. Wherever you want to go, whatever you're feeling as far as the crowd, whatever you think is going to connect, go right ahead. And then we're going to go into the 1-for-1. So and in my mind, this is how I did it, or I thought about it in creating this, was we're going to build it. Obviously, the music of the 70s and 80s isn't like what it is today, from a beat standpoint, per minute, et cetera, et cetera. So that music is going to be like, okay, we're having a clash. And then it's going to build. And that's the anticipation. And I will tell you that in speaking to both of these guys, or these gentlemen, Lenny and Snake, they've been working at this. So they've been preparing. And they're ready for war. And I'll just leave it at that. Come out on that night. The crowd decides. Fire Reds will be the MC. The early warm will be by Matic Rizla of Diamond Emperor. So he's going to be playing the first couple of hours from 9 to 11, but we're starting at 11. So come out, and if you got friends with your pillow, like I said, you could go home by 1 o'clock because it's going to be over. So if anyone shows up at 12 or after and thinks, yeah, man, I'm going to come and just catch the class, you're going to miss a whole lot. Okay? And that's all I have to say. You're going to be entertained, you're going to enjoy yourself, and this is going to be one to remember. I'm confident of that. Confident of that.
So what you just given me
Was a whole lot.
No, it was a complete rundown.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you from what I've heard
Yeah.
and what we've talked about.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued with this.
Why?
As a sound man and a guy that's into the clash culture,
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to this clash.
Okay.
Because like you, during the pandemic, I did fall in love with my pillow. And I say, as I got older, I suffer from adult ADD.
Okay.
I lose my attention. If it don't grasp my attention, 2 hours, I can give you 2 hours. And
They have
to
multiple
both-
meds for that. By the way.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But from the two sides that I see in this clash, this seems to be very interesting. And I'm going
Why?
to put it out there. Yeah.
Why?
Because you've got someone that just has their past victory.
Yeah.
It's almost like, sorry, Papa Lenny, you're the underdog. You're the underdog. So as a betting man, I'm putting money on the underdog.
Right.
But being we'll say the Clash champions as of now, Genesis hold the title. But also being the champion, it's hard to go against the underdogs because this could be the surprise fight winner. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
He can pull the upset.
Yeah.
And I'm really intrigued by this, and I'm looking forward to being
If
there
I
in
was a
Bermuda.
betting man, there's no reason why these guys shouldn't win. But that's what makes it interesting.
Right.
That's why we play the games.
And if I was a betting man,
Yeah.
I'm going for the underdog. I'm going for the
But
for
the
odds.
odds will be better.
The odds will be better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll look at it like when France played Senegal in the World Cup. Everybody had the money on France, but Senegal pulled it off.
Yeah.
And speaking of this, you said this is not the first one. You've done many shows in the past. Do you see you now becoming Bermuda's version of an Irish Aegean?
Nope.
And doing this? Nope.
Nope.
One and done?
No, it's not one and done. It has to. So I'm now doing things that I feel comfortable with, as opposed to just doing them to do them. So I've never actually promoted a sound clash. So I hope I'm going to have as much fun with this as I have other things that I felt comfortable with. And if it just comes my way where there's an inkling or a feeling that, you know what, hey, I'd like to do another sound clash. Or let's have a part 2 because this one is so interesting or entertaining. And the only thing Snake will say is, well, we ain't doing it at Docksiders. And that's fine. Because people also always can say that. But here's the reality. O.G.S, and I'll say this to anyone that wants to know. This gentleman never flinched, never, none of that. There was no stuttering whatsoever when I asked him. I said, are you interested in clashing? He said, who and where? I told him who, I told him where, and we just went from there. It was no, yeah, sure, let me check the date, let me speak to my guys. So he had his internal meeting with his team, and he came back, and we've been ever since. Yep. And there was no, it was almost like, I'm a big boxing fan, and Tyson Fury's the current lineal champion, WBC champion, right? And he will say, I will fight anyone, anywhere. He don't care. So it's up to them to come to me. Like he's in negotiations with Anthony Joshua. That's not going to probably happen. But his saying, I am willing to fight whoever. And what Snake said was, tell me when. Make it happen. And I really appreciate that because it wasn't a whole lot of back and forth. I mean, he charged me a lot of money. But that's neither here nor there. But I had to throw that out there, right?
Similar to me. I mean, it didn't matter where. I mean, just
no, not at all.
Work out for there, but we could have done.
But both these guys were up for the challenge. I'm excited because I know the work that's going on behind the scenes. Somebody actually messaged me today, and he said, so what you think? How Lenny's going to make out? He knows Lenny. And I said, well, and I told him my honest version of what I thought.
Yes.
Which I won't share, but I have my feelings towards that. I said, if he does this, he'll be fine. I don't know if he's going to win, because like you, he's a heavy underdog.
Yes.
But on the night or on the day, anything's possible.
Now, getting further into this interview,
you need to talk to them.
That's where we're going right now.
I'm done.
So, I'm going to do something on the flip script. We're going straight to you, Papa Lenny.
Yeah, man. Why not?
How do you feel being put in this clash? How do you feel? Are you mentally ready?
Sure.
Are you ready to be in the arena?
Yeah, I feel confident. I feel ready. I'm ready to go. I have no reservations, no anxiety, nothing. It's music, right? I love music just like these guys do. You know what I mean? The art of dub plates is part of Sound Clash. It's part of entertaining. So to be honest, yeah, if we could clash today, I would do it today. I mean, I'm ready to roll. And hopefully it keeps going, you know what I mean? That's the thing. I mean, we've had fits and starts with Sound Clash and sound culture over the years, especially COVID, the pandemic kind of took it more, I guess, online, if you will, which kind of took the feeling away from it, being live. So I think this is great as a kind of back entry point. I know that the clash at Cedar Bridge went well, especially for you guys. But I mean, I think people were there and they felt that vibe again. So,
Energy back.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited to do that. I mean, as you know, it's no secret that I used to DJ at Doc's Artists for many, many years and do old school reggae nights here. And just the vibe there from that place when it's packed is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it is serious vibe. So when Declan mentioned, look, we have a chance to get that, I said, well, hey, if they let us do that there, then fair enough, let's go, because you can fit like 300 in the back. And plus with the stage, it really gives you as the sound that aerial view on it, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, I'm psyched and ready to go. And who's better to clash with than these guys? Mm-hmm. They know their music, so it's going to be a good night.
Now, and he didn't actually, let me just clarify something that different from O.G.S in asking them would they clash. Lenny and I were having a conversation, and in that conversation came up, I would love to clash. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, no,
and I listened to it, and I left it alone, and then it came back up again during another conversation. And I said, well, if you want to clash, why don't you? With whom are you going to clash? I said, well, this was before they fought, because we actually made arrangements for this well before the YGS clash up at Cedar Bridge. Yeah, so it was before that. Right. So before that even happened, we had been talking about doing it on this particular date. And I said, why not do it? He said, you serious? I said, yeah. Why not clash O.G.S? Give him a call. And that's how it happened. So it wasn't, a matter of me asking him. I did ask him, but it was part of the conversation. So it was very organic how it kind of unfolded and took place. Yeah.
And I mean, for me, being in the music business for, since, 1990, it's like I'm finishing something I never started, you know. So, you know, I started to ramp up for Clash with dubs, etc. But you know, life got in the way, kids got in the way. Wife's like, hey, you know, you're not doing that right now, sort of thing. So I took a back seat, focused on that. The son's older now, a little bit more free time. So let's you know, get back at it. You know what I mean? So,
Now, this being your first Clash,
right.
can I see you in more to come?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not doing just one and done. So, you know, depending on how it goes, rematch, whoever else, I mean, I'm open.
Now, speaking of the names outside of Genesis,
Yeah.
who would you like to get in the ring with, and why?
Anybody.
Anybody.
Anybody, yeah. Anybody who's willing to go into that sound clash, or it's promoting that sound clash culture. You know, it's taking that vibe further. It's, you know, attracting new people that may not be into it, but it's also preserving the history of, I mean, I know these guys are old school foundation, just like me. So it's preserving that old school vibe, but still giving that sort of tweak to some of the newer artists that are out to kind of lure in that younger generation.
Younger element.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good. It you know, it promotes Bermuda too. You know, it promotes us outside of here. You know, people are seeing us out on the, you know, battlefields more, etc. I know, you know, I was recently out in the UK doing some stuff. So it's good, man. It's good. Yeah. Yeah.
What can we expect that night from you, and is there any surprises that you would say look out for?
Well, I don't know about surprises. I think, well, the whole, I guess the whole art of me playing on the sound is probably a surprise for most, because, you know, like you said, I'm new to many out there in the Clash arena, right?
Yeah.
So that should be a surprise in itself. But, you know, hey, I don't have anything up my sleeve. I'm just gonna, you know, go along with the flow, see how the rounds go. I like how the rounds are set up, because it really kind of takes it into a more connoisseur style of the eras, really. Like, you know, you got
Understanding your music, having it prepped and ready.
And to be fair, if no one's ever done it, I mean, to try and condense dubs into a 20-minute segment or 15 is hard.
It's not as easy as people
No way,
think.
nah, because
Many
you're
people
always
think-
like, well, hey, what
Many people
about?
think we're just push and play.
Yeah,
They don't understand the artistry behind selection,
that's right.
what rhythms you're gonna use,
Right.
the vibes you wanna create, and how your speeches are gonna go along side with the tunes that you play.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing too is that you got to read the crowd as well. Because what if, you know, these guys play something I have, now I got to quickly switch up on the spot, you know, and change the speech. And, you know, if it's not working, then the crowd's not into it. You got to, so it's a lot of elements, man. Yeah, so it's not push and play
So,
for sure.
I don't normally do this on the Loud Lounge, but half on the Loud Lounge, I wish you the best
All right, I
in this
appreciate it.
upcoming fight.
I'll take it.
Now, we're going to the recent Clash champions who put a substantial amount of dollars in my pocket, but that still remains. Genesis. So, how you guys feel about this Clash formation that has just been explained? How you guys feel about it?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's something different. You know, it's when I first he gave me the formation, I was like, okay, 70s and 80s. I had to go attack back in the day. When you say 70s and 80s, like that's only music from that era, right? He's like, yeah, that's all right, cool. Then I'm going into my box, and I'm like, gotta sort out my 80s and 70s, you know. And then that's how I went through it. I'm like, you tell you, I call you by, I need half an hour.
Well, and this is the thing that he doesn't know, and I just shared with Lenny yesterday. I said, you do know that I had a conversation with Snake, and he called me and he said, listen, those rounds are too short, bro. Got to make them longer. And I was like, no, we ain't doing that. Like I said, I have to put my foot down on this. But I want to say that it resonated because I understood from being a fan,
Right.
that from his perspective, I think, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, you got all these dubs. You want to play them. And you want to play them because you've taken so much time to collect them, so much time to think about what you want the artist to say, how you want to say it, when you want him to say it,
Right.
and then you built it. You don't want them sticking at him. It's like no, I want to just pull one out after the other. And both these guys said that. So what might be a follow-up to this is a dub expo where people actually can play their tunes without worrying about it being a clash, because we've done that before. I think what's his name did one, Sean Spencer.
Yes.
At one point, right? Like those things are great because you have an opportunity to be able to just let it out.
Yeah.
And it's that thing within the culture, because I'm a Clash fan. Like I'm a fan first, promoter second, and then it sometimes it's hard. That line is a difficult one, but if people don't know about Clash, they need to come out, because it really can be exciting.
It is,
and I wait for the speech, and I always try to hold on to one line that somebody gives me that night. They said, I remember when he said that. And it's because the speech is just as important as the songs that you're playing can be. And sometimes you could have like guys like, yeah, that was Mug. And he plays a song, but they don't realize that the speech was so weak that they killed the vibe for the song. And at the same time, you could have great speech and a song, but people still give you that forward because they love how you brought it in. You know what I mean? So
It's the energy which is behind it that brings it in.
correct.
So the format, it open up the box, right? You can exercise music that we normally won't play, but you know.
Speaking on the format as well, I love this format because it's going to give the younger ears a chance to understand the full development of what Clash is. And I loved how he said the 70s and 80s, because Clash nowadays has gotten so watered out, and a lot of the younger generation don't understand what's a big tune or what it took. Like a lot of them don't understand the artistry behind getting a dub, getting this artist. Well, how you was able to pull him? Oh, you got him to say this. A lot of younger selectors don't understand that culture. And for this culture to really move on, we need more artists like this. And I'm going to shake your hand and support you behind it, saying I'm going to endorse you, because we want to bring this culture back and have a better understanding. You know what I mean? The ears that come, I want them to appreciate it and understand it for what it is. Because nowadays, you see in Bermuda Sound, fraternity, everybody's got the view. Everybody's got, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. But what I always tell guys, what you're saying is understood, but that night when you're doing it, it's a completely different element. Everybody say, oh, I would have played this, I would have played that.
But it's not,
It's not like that when you're up there. And a lot of times, my friends would tell you I'm vocal about certain things. And I would tell guys, yeah, man, you can tell me whatever you want. You play in your bedroom. When you play in front of people and dealing with crowds, you have a better understanding. And I like this because this gives Bermuda a chance to be featured, because I know you're going to record it. I know my promoter's not going to let me down. It will be recorded. I know that. But it lets people have a better understanding. And these two songs, with the depth of music they have, it will be entertaining. And I will be there at 7:30.
stream it for the live line.
Yeah, I know. You know what? We'll talk to my producer.
Doors open at 9, but you can help with security from 7:30 to 9.
Yeah, 7:30, because I'm going to sit off, have a Philly cheesesteak, you know,
that's
have a couple of cold ones.
Patronized dockside.
Patronized docksiders, you know what I mean?
But you said something. You said something very interesting in your speech just now. You talked about. You didn't use the word preserve.
Yeah.
But this is something that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and I don't know about the gentleman over there, we love it.
Yes.
We do. Yeah. We love it, and it's sometimes we could, like you said, with the the wife, and we have certain restrictions. It could be the job. It could be, and it's like, man, I ain't gonna make it up there at that time, but I have I have priorities and whatever. And this is gonna sound like a cheap call out, but I really mean it. For the people that do love it, you need to come out and support it, because if you don't support it, then the individuals that are doing it, it makes it that much more difficult for them to be able to do it. And I don't know how much it will grow, but I do know that people are going to be, you said appreciate it. That's what you said, appreciate it. And we appreciate it. And I think that other people might be like, I don't know what he was doing, that guy Lenny, but they was making a whole lot of noise and the horns. And I just like, hey, I don't know what they were saying, but like I pumped the horn. Some people might get into it just for that, because it has this, I don't know, it's if you understand it, which we all do.
Yes.
It's this feeling when somebody plays a tune and then people get that forward. is unmatched. There's no drug substance in the world that could bring that high.
You gotta let Snake speak, man. He keeps
No,
cutting him
he's
off.
gonna speak. I'm gonna let him speak.
From us talking about
Yeah,
this,
you're right.
it's a line that a lot of
Guilty.
it's a line that a lot of people use in the dance hall. Oh, I'm doing it for the culture.
Right.
This is one part where I can say the culture is being really represented at its highest form.
Yeah.
And those that are knocking on the door of understanding the culture, I want this, and I'm going to put it out there, I want this party to push the culture. So we just don't go from the old heads that are stuck in that they need to bring in a new crop. Because what this culture that I've been talking with many friends, we have like a generation that's stuck in the 90s. And then we have a generation that's stuck in the 2000s. What we need to do, and we can say this as a collective group, is bring them together. To not get, because a lot of guys, as you would say, are old heads. He ain't playing no tune, I don't understand it. But the tune that you was playing when you first came out, the older heads didn't understand. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of times, me and my friends, we talk, and I said, and I've said it many times, this party brings that marriage together. Where I want all ears to understand. So when we go forth, it's a better understanding. You know what I mean? And I'm going to shake both of you guys' hands because these are two great songs that you have picked.
He's not done yet.
I know it's not done yet. It's not. I just want to get this off my chest, you know?
Yeah.
I've been sitting above thinking about this because it's an interview that's really got my attention.
Okay.
And Genesis, I'm going to throw this out to you. This is an opportunity that this is how my mind thinks. It's a little crazy.
Okay.
The first round, you play the 70s, 80s,
Right.
right? But as the rounds change, since you have different selectors, you bring them in because this gentleman beside you is your future. So are you going to bring him in to represent the team in a round to show the future of Genesis? Because a lot of people say, oh, it's always these guys playing.
Well, more time. That was the intention. I was gonna start it off. That was the intention. Just gonna do some personal things right now, so it's gonna be rich and lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just be there as a big cheerleader.
Support.
But I'm there because I'm putting the music together.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. So the music's put together. So I'm done what I gotta do. But as far as me actually, I wasn't get hands on, but I'm gonna take a back seat right now because I'm not fully.
That's disappointing, to be honest with you, because that would have mean that you would have been on the wheels of steel yourself.
Well, you never know though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No,
No.
That's a surprise. See,
Yes.
you're asking me.
Yes.
That's a
They're
big
the ones who
surprise, too.
surprise.
You don't know what we're
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
You know.
What you're getting into.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I know what I have.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just getting in. Yeah, Lenny. Sorry, Lenny, but your head's gonna roll.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, real talk.
On the night. Yeah.
Midnight. Yeah. Head's
Mr.
gonna roll.
Mr. Rich Kid,
Yes, sir.
a.k.a. Mr. I'm not going to say a government name, but it has been said. This is your opportunity to show Bermuda what you got.
He's clashed
Well,
before.
personally,
He's
I
clashed
think-
before.
I think Bermuda knows what I got.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But this right here is like a bigger stage and a bigger
Yes.
opportunity to be like fully present.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Full package.
So that night, what can we expect from you that we haven't seen before? Now, am I going to get a Luciano? You're going to give me a backflip? Are you going to give me the old-fashioned theatrics? Or what you got for me?
On the night, we see what happened on the night.
Okay.
Like you say, you never know what the night brings. You go in there, plan something, and you reach there, it's a different energy.
See, it started already. It started already.
The killing going to be the same.
You see it,
but-
right?
Yeah.
He said, I was thinking about dinner, but some personal things came up. That's that one, right?
Yeah.
That means he's going to play.
Yeah.
That means he's going to play. That's how I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
And he don't want to tell you nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's good if I...
No, but if we tell you,
Right into Arnold's, I want you to be the guy with me because I know he ain't going to call my name. He ain't calling my name.
Anything that's important,
Yeah.
It's Genesis Kid and Papa Lenny.
Oh, wow.
You see the tonight.
All the other
So,
talk.
yeah,
we can say
Hey.
he has the skills what it takes to be a politician.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
knows how to finesse,
It's whether
stay
he's believe-
calm
is
under
he
pressure.
believable or not? Do you believe
Hey.
when he says that?
Hey, if he puts on a shirt and tie, who knows? If he knocks
gonna
on
be a-
my
It's
No,
gonna
right
be a fun night.
now. he's-
brings me
he's
a
got-
fish sandwich, you know what I
It
mean?
doesn't sound believable to me. But that's
What's that? What's that?
what did you say earlier? I forgot what you said.
Your head's gonna roll.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
Yeah.
believable, man.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's gonna be a fun night. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a
man.
fun
Yeah,
night.
man.
It's gonna be-
Entertainment
it's
is the
gonna be a
key,
fun night.
right?
And
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
entertaining night.
There,
Yeah,
there,
man.
there were some clashes you go in and it's like, yo, we have to win this one. Have to win this one. No diss to Lenny. Don't take it as a diss.
No,
but
not at
this
all.
one here is like, if he wins, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's not gonna win. But if he does, it's like,
If you
okay,
win,
You gotta go with
It's
confidence, right?
it's gonna be,
really
it's
hard.
gonna be, it's gonna be a fun night.
It's
Yeah.
saying this very
And
confident.
He's trying to play it down, you see, in case they lose.
If he wins on Saturday, we're gonna clash on Sunday.
It's okay.
If he wins on Saturday, we're clashing again Sunday.
Hey, I'm ready. I don't need to win. Let's go.
We could have the rematch the same night.
Hey,
That's Declan.
hey, you know, we'll move somewhere else.
Yeah, this is talking about
See,
1 o'clock.
and this is where it gets more than interesting. Because I thought we needed Luffy here for there to be fireworks.
The fireworks actually started.
Man,
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey, well, look,
Silly
depending on
me.
whoever wins, we'll do a rematch. Let's bank that.
no problem.
Yeah,
You need to shake
We'll
on
start a
that.
You
series.
heard
You
that?
need to shake on
You
that
heard
one.
that?
Oh, well, look.
Live on the Loud Lounge.
Oh, wow.
With Selector Free, the manager himself. No, you two's gonna shake hands because you said
No.
there will be a run, there will be a part 2.
No, look. One
You guys already said it.
No. One thing I could tell about my boss,
Yeah.
rematch, he preach it every day. So I know that wouldn't be a problem. Rematch
right.
would never be a
So
problem.
let's make it official.
Should we shaking?
We got the cock right here, the two bosses. Shake hands right here.
All right.
That there will be a round
Yes,
2,
sir.
Bermuda.
All right.
You see that?
Round 2.
I will
Round
work
2.
on
not even
promotions
there.
for the round 2. Me and Declan. We'll work something out with my producer.
See, he knows.
Someone's got to get the cut
Right,
back,
And he knows what he's going up against, right? He studied us.
No, man.
I
No.
really-
I don't need to, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but
No, I'm joking.
yeah, studied us. But
Here we go, here we go.
But in fairness, I grew up listening to you,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? So, growing up listening, nuclear weapons.
Didn't you
all-
just have him on your phone, on your SoundCloud?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
did.
yes.
Yeah, I did.
So he's studying
Yeah,
us.
just
So,
just
and I was at
listening.
the O.G.S one, so
Yeah.
seeing all that go down. But
What
Well, you
say?
see, that's
I was at the
what he
O.G.S.
said?
O.G.S.
What did he say just now? What did he say just
He
now?
said it was at YJ. Said it was what?
He said who won?
Eh?
He said YGS won?
No, I said I was at. Yeah,
He
yeah.
said it was at the YJ. Not WON.
I thought they did win actually, but I forgot it was an O, not a Y. O.G.S. Yeah.
Well, Bermuda,
Yeah.
this has been the Loud Lounge. We are looking forward to October 22nd. It's all going down at Docksiders. You heard it. See it.
I might as well pick that
www.bdatix.bm.
cup up now, no? That?
www.bdatix.bm.
That's right.
Yes.
Kid and Caboodle.
Come out.
Belvin's
come out
Happy
and support,
Valley.
man. It'll be good.
At the door is more, so get them in advance.
So make it a date. Don't be late.
Yeah.
And before we end this,
Put your pillow down for that night.
I wish you both the best.
Come on.
And I will be taking odds. You can reach me on my personal contact on Once the Odds. This is the Loud Lounge with Selector Free, with Papa Lenny, the boss himself, Declan, as well as O.G.S. We out of here.
All right.